Check 1 2, check 1 2. I know you guys are hearing the music in the background because my phone is a little bit behind schedule. I need to make sure I'm able to be heard. If you can hear me, give me a thumbs up. Check 1 2, check 1 2. I know you guys. Well, I can hear myself, so
there you go. You're like, we're good.
We're good to go. So, welcome everybody to Circle Talk. I am really excited for this conversation with this young lady over here, Miss Tiffany. I've known her for a little bit. It's been like 20 some odd years, almost 30 years. We've known each
pretty
other.
much.
And it's interesting the storyline behind how we met. I will get into that in a second, but first let's give a shout out to our sponsors. Starting with iShotcha.com. If you're locally in the Tacoma, Lakewood, Parkland area, and you need somebody to do some pictures for you, obviously, iShotcha.com is a place to go. Obviously, You see the pictures behind me of me and my family.
Mm-hmm.
He took those pictures, and he will take any type of picture you need at a reasonable price, too. So hit up iShotcha.com.
Amazing.
Next, we're going to go with Icon ENT, my guy, Junior Thomas. Obviously, we know a little bit about Junior Thomas and, you know, the parties that he does. And he goes on trips to, you know, like all over the place. My guy be moving and grooving and doing amazing things. He actually has been taking a little break right now with the COVID going on and stuff. So he's going to be getting back in the business in the summertime. So watch for more from Icon ENT. Before I keep moving, Icon actually has a domino tournament. Yes, I said a domino tournament here in Tacoma. I think it's next Saturday, actually. What's today? The 13th?
The 12th. No, today's 12th. Mm-hmm. Tomorrow's the 13th.
2 weeks. It's in 2 weeks. Sorry. 2 Saturdays. I apologize. The 26th. Am I right?
Sure.
If today's the 12th, 14 days is the 26th. March 26th. Hey, if I'm wrong, I apologize. I will get with Junior. We will figure out the whole kit and caboodle of what's going down. But yes, it's going down. I'm going to definitely try and make my way out there and show them how it's done. Obviously, I did lose last year to the champion. So that'll tell you. I lost to the champion, and it was a great game. So watch out for the domino tournament coming up in 2 weeks. And then last but not least, Miss Zakia with the Chaya movement. Shout out to her for continuing to do amazing things with her brand and, you know, her nonprofit. And we will continue to support her in everything that she does. Watch out for more coming from her really, really soon. I know she has a pop-up going down at the Belltown.
Yes.
I don't know exactly.
Belltown Night Market.
Belltown Night Market. I think it's next month too, right?
Yes,
next month.
I don't remember the day, but yes, it's next month.
See, I am horrible. See, they're not going to want to work for me. They're not going to want to be involved with me anymore because I'm just forgetting dates, all this stuff. I apologize, guys. I still love you. I appreciate all you guys for continuing to support. Yeah, let's continue to support each other, you know, locally. So let's get into it. This young lady and what she's all about. So, yeah, like I was saying, we met a long, long time ago, and it came at a time in my life when I was kind of going through some hard times at home. Obviously, I ran away from home, and I didn't really have a bunch of places to go. I had a couple friends that would let me stay at their house every once in a blue moon. But when it came to this young lady's brother, he had my back. And shout out to Fred if he's watching. Even if he's not watching, shout out to my guy Fred Goodyear. He was such a great addition to my life and gave me a place to go when I didn't have a place to go. He snuck me into his house. Even when his mom said she don't want no company, she said, no, you can't come over. Fred would be like, come back later, and he let me stay with him. And so shout out to him for you know, helping me out during my time. And at that time when I was hanging out with Fred, it was way different for me because, as y'all know, I have 4 brothers. I don't have no girls in my life, like no females. Growing up, my mom was it.
Yes,
she was the one. When I went and hung out with Fred and his family, he was the only guy. And how many sisters did you have?
There's 6 of us, so 6 girls and 1 boy.
6 girls and 1 boy. it was totally a different change of pace for me. Like I couldn't go anywhere without seeing female something.
Yes,
What was that? A Barbie doll or
something.
The hair tie. It was going down with the girls at his house. And so, but I met her, and they just had a connection. I just remember they always had this type of connection when I was over there, and it just was something that I was like, I enjoy watching, you know, because he wasn't always like that with everybody.
No.
But you know, Tiffany was always the one, you know, and so I remembered her. And the one thing that was interesting is I went to this shop culture meet and greet, and I walk in the spot, and you know, I'm doing my little video, you know, just letting everybody know where I was at, you know, tell them to come and hang out. And I started talking to Barry, and me and Barry's chopping it up. Shout out to Barry if he's watching.
Yes, I like Barry.
And she pops up in my face. David, what's up?
That's me. I'm like, hey.
And I was like,
right.
I had to think about it for a second because you guys think about this. I haven't seen her in 20 years.
I was going to say.
At least 20 years.
At least.
I hadn't seen her, so I didn't know.
Long time.
It took me a minute, but after she said, "You don't know who I am," then I was like, "Wait a minute, Tiffany."
Right. Like
I wanted to be right because I know she has sisters, and I didn't want to get hers. You know, her other sister. So I was like, "Is your name Tiffany?" She's like, "Yeah,
Tiffany, friend sister."
And,
like, oh, what's up?
And after that, it just. We conversated that night and kept in contact. And once I realized she was doing amazing things, I was like, "Yo, we need to have this connection.
Absolutely,
we need to have this conversation." And so I'm excited.
Yeah.
So how about we just take it back? I don't want to get into. We don't want to get into the your LLC yet. Let's talk about where it all started for you, your upbringing. Talk about the life on the hill. Let's get into it.
Look, oh my God. Well, first of all, we were like on the hill. So if you guys remember Debashi, I think Debashi's still there. It's just closed down.
It's closed down.
Okay.
Yeah.
We were literally across the street from Debashi. So right on 23rd and L.
Absolutely.
Early 1990s. So it was just you couldn't wear red, couldn't wear orange.
Nope.
Literally.
Turned up.
Yeah. You couldn't even try to back then. It was literally blue, greens. You know, and this is a military dad, strict, and then a mom who was working to take care of 7.
Yeah.
5 biological, and then she adopted my 2 younger sisters. So, and then at the same time, trying to keep us away from, you know, as soon as we step outside the gate, there's just Crips everywhere. I mean, everybody hung out at Debashi.
They was all at Debashi. They hung out in front of your house,
our house
a lot of times.
We literally were on the corner. So it was like the corner, cross street, kitty corner is Debashi.
Yeah.
So it's like if we wanted to go outside, we had to stay in the gate, like on the porch, you know. Yep. Certain times we could run across the street to Debashi. But I mean, if 23rd Street was out there, you know, the hilltops.
It was going down.
Yeah. When they were out there, my mom was like, stay in the gate.
Yeah.
You know, and then, you know, next thing you know, we got a brother who want to join neighborhood.
Yeah.
So he, you know, didn't go to 23rd. He over at 25th Street. And it's like trying to keep, you know, all of that mess. That was just a lot because my brother and my dad. So my dad is, my brother's not my dad's child. And so they started bumping heads.
Yeah.
You know, they started bumping heads. And so my mom, so it's funny because I remember you like being snuck in because they didn't play that. They're like, it's already enough of us. We're not feeding nobody else. And Fred is like, look, this is what we're going to do. We're going to have you come in here.
Yeah.
And we just don't get caught. Just don't get caught. Just come at this time.
Yep.
You know, just come at this time, and you know that's.
But it was
the
one thing that I do remember about your mom. She did catch me a couple times, and she didn't kick me out, which was nice. Right. But she was like, "What are you doing here?"
That's it. Yeah. And that's just how she was. I think if anything, if my dad was present, then she definitely would have, you know, kind of followed suit with what. Yeah. What, you know, try to follow him. But it was definitely different. I mean, like I said, it was hard, of course, back then. Them is like I said, the early 90s, you know, absolutely. And my mom tried her hardest to keep us as grounded as she could so we didn't fall into that.
Right.
So it was surprising that my brother did, but then I almost kind of felt like he was trying to go so much against my dad. Right. So I feel like he even went even harder, for the neighborhood, Crips, to really, get under my dad's skin, because at that point he's 14, 15?
Yeah.
Something like that. Yeah.
16. I think he was 16.
Yeah, 16. Yeah. And then here he is, you're not my dad. All of a sudden, you're not my dad. Mm-hmm. He raised you, but all of a sudden, and it's like, so anything he could do to really piss my dad off. And my dad almost couldn't really say anything because, of course, my mom is like, this is my son. So she's going to ride with her son.
Absolutely.
But then at the same time, she's like, damn, this is like messing with my marriage.
Yeah.
Too, because I got, 4 other kids with him. So there was a lot of fights in the household with just my brother and my dad, and then putting my mom in the middle. And then at the same time, she got all these girls on the hill that she's trying to keep from being out there.
Out in the hill.
Yeah,
with all those.
And then all of our friends were like friends with, my E and Harold and all of them from the hill. So then I'm friends with like their cousins and stuff like that. So it was like everybody's kind of doing their thing and dibbling, dabbling and, getting in stuff. Yeah. And then it's like, how the hell do you keep yourself away from that?
Right.
Still hanging with them, but not getting, drawn into all of that mess.
So I have to tell you this quick story and then we'll get back into it. But one night I went and stayed with your brother. He had me staying there, and then somebody came to his house. Obviously it had to be one of his homies from the gang. And they came and picked him up, and he's like, hey, David, come with me. And all of a sudden I end up in this car, this old school, I can't even remember what kind of car. It was an old school car. You know what they do. The Crips get they big old wheels and they systems in their car. And me, I'm coming from a church going mom. My mom was heavily in the church. My dad wasn't really around. So, and then when he was around, he was, just abusive. But I followed my mom to the heart. Shout out to my mom if she's watching. Yes. But man, come over to their house, and then Fred's involved in this stuff. I was appreciative that he had me there, but then I had to go and roll around and do these things that they were doing. And we ended up going to the east side. I don't know why. I have no idea why we go to the east side, especially, being that he's from the Crips.
It made sense because the east side is, back then, of course, all the Bloods.
Yeah. I mean, right across the bridge.
Right. That's
Bloods. But anyways, we go there, and then on the way back, how can we get shot at? Literally, we get shot at while we in the car. Like, I'm like, bro, I'm never going out with you again, man.
Like, thank you for bringing me in.
Like, thank you. But I'm never doing this again. Leave me at the house. I don't care. I'll stay with the fam.
Exactly.
I'll sleep.
And Fred was going so hard back then that just everything was just baby blue neighborhood. That was their color. Baby blue. Everything. North Carolina. I know they worked. That was their colors. Yeah. And he was going hard. Like, you could not convince him. He was just rolling. I mean.
So how often did you guys have to deal with? Because I mean, I know I lived on 20th. You guys were on 23rd.
Yeah. And
so I mean, I heard plenty of gunshots, but being that you're right there in the heart, how bad was it for y'all?
Oh, horrible. Horrible. I mean, because it's like every time you turn around, you're like, that's not fireworks.
Yeah.
But then at the same time, the church we grew up in was right on the corner.
Right.
Of 23rd and Martin Luther King.
Yep.
And literally every funeral, this is literally why I do not go to funerals to this day. Mm-hmm. Every time a Crip got killed, their funeral was at the church.
Yeah. That's crazy.
And we were ushers because we're young then. We're like 11.
Right.
And we're ushers. And so every weekend, it's like church is blocked off. There's cops out there, of course, because this is literally like the movie Colors.
Yeah, it really was.
It literally is the movie Colors is what we were living.
Absolutely.
And we're in there ushering, and it's, of course, jam-packed, and everyone, got their straps, and the police is out there. Oh, my God.
Crazy. I've been to a lot of funerals.
Yeah.
A lot of funerals when we were kids.
Yeah.
It seemed like, and I tell people this a lot, and, when you actually are having a conversation with someone that has actually been there and seen it, and can vouch for it. We went to at least 1 or 2 funerals of friends that we knew
literally
every year.
Yeah.
it wasn't a game back then.
No,
it was crazy.
It was crazy.
You know, it was just like the movie Colors.
Literally, that's what
people don't believe it. But I be trying to tell you guys, it went down like that.
And we were ushers, so it was like at the church. So it was like all the ushers. We were the little junior ushers.
Yeah.
And so every usher, it was like funeral. I swear it felt like every weekend. I swear there was a funeral. I'm sure it wasn't that much, but there was a lot of funerals and a lot of police out there and just crazy. And we had to, like, this was part of, the usher board. Mm-hmm. We had to be ushers at these funerals, and it's like, we're 11 years old.
Yeah.
Like, what in the world?
So moms was heavily in the church.
When I tell you, if you guys knew us from back then, we went to church 6 days a week. And I am not exaggerating. Yep. I mean, there was Wednesday night service prayer. Friday night was youth night. Yeah. Saturday, we were normally usher and choir rehearsal. Sunday, church. We were in church 6 days a week.
Yeah.
And then my dad at the house watching wrestling, drinking, because he was like, I'm grown. I don't got to go to church.
Yeah.
So here we are. Couldn't stay the night at a friend's house because my mom's like, you're going to miss church. We cannot miss church.
Absolutely.
So she tried to keep us.
I thought it was funny because, I mean, it's not really funny. It's kind of, it's just like my family and my life.
Yeah.
It's mom's is heavily in the church, but then I seen her whoop somebody every time I was at the house. Literally. She was turning up on somebody every time I was there.
They were tearing us up. I feel like I need to call CPS now. Somebody needs.
Hey, I mean, I deal with the same thing. I get it, like
it was ridiculous. It was. I mean, if Fred did something, Fred, because he was trying to go against my dad so much.
Yeah.
If my dad's like, be in the house when the street lights is on.
Yeah.
Okay. Or before the street lights come on. I'm like, okay, we got to be in the house. But if one of us is not in the house, we're all getting whooped. So guess who? Guess who didn't want to come?
Fred.
Like Frederick. Fred didn't want to come. Street lights is like, it's getting dark. Where's your brother? Okay, well, you guys gonna all keep getting whoopings. We're literally in a line, standing there crying, waiting our turn because Fred want to be with the neighborhoods.
Yeah.
And he's just like, you ain't gonna touch me. Like, you try to touch me, I'm gonna get my homies on. Oh my God. It was the battle with him and my dad was ridiculous.
That's crazy. And I don't think I've ever told you this, but I don't think I ever met your dad.
No, you know what? And the ones that did, that's because he was out doing what he wasn't supposed to do half the time. And then he's military. Right. So between traveling and the other women.
Just like my dad. He was just like my dad.
Yeah, between the traveling from military and then the other women, it was like he just was never there, ever.
Yeah.
So it's like my mom is dealing with this mess with my dad. Mm-hmm. And then at the same time, when he does come back home, now she's in the middle of him and Fred, beefing. And then he got some kind of anger, whatever, my dad. Right. So then the minute Fred don't do something, we all getting punished. Like, well, talk to your brother. You'll talk to your brother. Then guess what? It's going to keep happening until finally it's like, we cannot keep taking these beatings. We cannot keep taking these beatings because, your stepson really don't want to listen.
Yeah.
You punishing us. And Fred is like, I don't care. But literally like, touch me and I'm gonna have my boys over here.
Yeah.
And then he looking at my mom like, you gonna let him? And she's just like, this is my son. Yeah. And then they both get mad and leave. And we just looking like, what is going on?
What just happened here?
What just happened? Yeah. So the Hill was like, and my mom's still on 23rd Martin Luther King. She ain't never leaving the Hill.
That's crazy.
And of course it's completely different now, right. But then it was like, it was scary. It was super scary because you're just hearing gunshots and the funeral home, there's just always something. Mm-hmm. There's always something. You literally are just constantly hearing about people just getting killed, people getting murdered. And it was a lot.
So what do you think kept you out of trouble coming up?
You know what I think what it was for me was watching friends of friends get in the gang, but then not only that, start, selling drugs and next thing you know, they're hooked on drugs. I have so many people that sold drugs and then got hooked on their own, which I never understood. Right. You get hooked on your own product, But I would see that. And for me, I was like, I just didn't want that. Right. I didn't want that. I just didn't want to get hooked on anything and go down that. I couldn't. And I have so many close friends.
Yeah.
And that's just what they were doing. Everybody was out selling, and I'd be hanging with them, but then I'm like, that is not for me.
Yeah.
That is not for me.
Real quick, one side note. Shout out to Zarel. I'm wearing the Entrepreneur for those that are wondering what I'm wearing today. This Entrepreneur by Zarel Blue. Make sure you guys check him out.
Absolutely.
He's doing amazing things in the community.
Yes. Zarel is dope.
So after getting out of the hill, you're not on the hill still, right?
No, I'm literally down the street from you.
Oh, well, shoot.
After I moved out, I was like, I'm never living on the hill.
Yeah. Where'd you end up going to school and schooling? How was schooling for you now?
Well, you know what's crazy is for schooling. So mind you, 7 of us, we all followed my brother, but then that helped us in school.
Oh, okay.
It helped us. So it was like, okay, so middle school, elementary, we were at DeLong Elementary.
Okay.
But then middle school, Jason Lee.
Yep.
And but Fred went to a couple different, so it was Jason Lee, DeLong, Jason Lee, and then Stadium.
Yep.
But it was cool because when we would get to those schools, so my sister, who is 2 years older than me, so it goes Fred, Shantae, then me.
Mm-hmm.
So it actually worked itself out because people were so scared of him that by the time I got to Jason Lee, it was like this Fred and Shantae's sister.
Yeah.
And then even my sister's under me. It was like, this is Fred, Shantae, and Tiffany, And then I get to Stadium and it's like, y'all don't mess with her. This Fred's sister, this Shantae's sister. So it worked out because people were scared literally of Fred.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, he was different.
But Fred wasn't even that scary in high school.
It
Fred
wasn't.
Was cool.
I feel like it was when it came to the hood. That's when it was like, okay. And then Fred always did this thing. I remember a lot of times with his, when everybody from neighborhood would come over.
Yeah.
And first thing, don't look at my sisters. Don't look at my sisters.
He said that to me. Bro, you said I could stay with you.
Right. Don't look at my sisters. Don't say that to my sisters, And I remember there'd be a couple of people like when Fred wasn't around, be like, hey, how you going? Or how's it going? It's like, Sandman. Nobody called him Fred. Nobody called him Fred. Where's Sandman at?
Yeah.
But it was like literally that was his speech. It's like everybody got like, and I'm like, what the hell are you doing outside of this? Because you're going real hard for neighborhood.
Right.
And everybody is like, okay, we can't talk to you guys. Fred said we can't say nothing. Crazy.
He was like that, though.
Yeah, don't say nothing to my sister. Don't look at my sister.
And Fred was in great shape back then. I still remember he used to always play ball, and he was always one of the first to be picked on the team. Yeah. It don't matter what kind of ball he played, he was good at it.
Yeah, he's a little butterball now.
I mean, we all grow up and, add a little extra to our diets.
Yeah, but it's like it was crazy. Yeah. It was crazy because it was like, you can't, and then of course, as we get older, the girls, it's like, oh, your brother used to do this, or he would tell us. And I'm like, yeah, I would hear him say, don't look at my sister, don't talk to my sister.
Yeah.
None of that. You know what I mean? And then my dad, when he was around, didn't want anybody in the house because he's like, we got 6 girls here.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's 6 girls here. And then of course, he out doing his thing. So he's like, we can't have all these. So, Fred was sneaking a lot of people in.
Yeah.
He was sneaking a lot of people in.
But that is cool that, he just, I don't know his other reasonings for sneaking people in.
Right.
But when it comes to me,
yes.
He's seen one of his friends kind of going through it, and for him to just, out of the kindness of his heart, say, you know what, I'm going to try and help you out.
Yeah.
Even though
we're going to sneak you in, and we're going to
make
it work.
You're probably not welcome, but I'm going to still sneak you in anyway.
You got somewhere to sleep. Can't be seen now.
Absolutely. That was really cool of him to do.
Yes.
What I'm saying? And so shout out to him for that.
Yes.
So let's talk about fashion.
Okay.
Tell me a little bit about, where this whole idea of fashion start for you.
Oh my God. Okay. So I love fashion.
Yeah.
Half the time I'm, in sweats and stuff anyway.
Yeah.
I just be looking like whatever. But half the time when you see me, just be like, I don't see her. Just keep going. Because half the time I'm looking a whole mess. But, what it came from was, so in 2014, the end of 2014, I had cancer.
Okay.
I had cancer. I had breast cancer. And I was like, and the doctors, oh my God, the worst. Nice, but when it comes to delivering information, they obviously had to be numb.
Yeah.
And it was just like, yeah, you probably got maybe a 50% chance. And I'm just like, wait, what? Okay. So I was like, I need to create something, is how I just started thinking. I need to create something some kind of money, some kind of something to leave to my babies.
Yeah.
At the time, you know.
Absolutely.
And I had a son off in college, and then I had 2 girls at home, and I'm like, I have to try to create something. Yeah. So I was like, well, I like dressing up, and then I like cooking. So I was like, okay, do I want to do a restaurant or do I want to do clothing? And then I started just doing research. And it's funny because I follow on my personal Instagram a ton of just fashion, business, boutique owners. And I just remember reaching out to everybody, just trying to just get some kind of, just keep me on red. You're reading it and you just ignore me. Yeah. And I was just like, this is what I kind of want to do. Okay. So I kind of basically, even now to this day, I kind of just jump in and I'm like, oh, I like this. Let's put this on the site. Let's do this. And I love what I do. I love what I do. That's I am everything representing Finesse for You Boutique.
Okay. Explain to the people, what is Finesse for You Boutique?
So I am a women's clothing and accessories boutique. So I was online for, June will be 4 years that I've been in business. So I started off just online, just kind of winging it, finding events here and there. And then I started having people just, you know, kind of tell me ideas and things they like to see. And, you know, there's not a lot of boutiques in Tacoma. Right. And so I just started making a name for myself. Everywhere that there was a vendor event, I'm there. I mean, to the point to where I would do vendor events sometimes. I've done Friday, Saturday, and Sundays, just going. For one, I don't want to work for anybody. Yeah. I work for a doctor's office now and I don't like it. I don't like listening to people. The patients be having me just want to be on 10. Yeah. And I want to be my own boss. Yeah. But I love what I do. And that's the thing is I just love fashion. So I have women's clothing and accessories. So it's like you come in and now I have a showroom. So I had a showroom that I opened in September and I love it. Awesome. I love it. Awesome. I mean, and it was kind of thrown at me, you know, but I was at a vendor event, a couple of them, and I would have ladies say, you know, do you have a shop, you know, or anything? And I'm like, no, I'm only online. And, you know, people would be like, well, do you let people come to your house? No, I got babies there. Right. I was like, no. Yeah. But I mean, you know, so then I'm like, okay. And then it was literally just kind of like, I reached out to Zakia. Okay. Shout out to Zakia. Yes, hey. I reached out to Zakia and then she gave me Spaceworks. I reached out to Spaceworks and then one of the, I think managers or owners, someone higher up in Spaceworks reached out to me and he was like, oh, reach out to Jessica at Courthouse Square. Reached out to her, nothing. She's just not best with answering. I went up there one day and the rest is history. September 12th of last year, I opened my showroom. Nice. And so now I have people come in on the weekends. I'm only there basically just because I work Monday through Friday. But I mean, they come in and they shop and I love it. I love it. Cool. I love it. I just love it. And when I see people out and about, I love seeing people like in my clothing. Right. And I mean, I'm going to be big. So
when you say your clothing, what does your clothing entail? What type of clothing? When we say this is Tiffany's clothing, yes. What am I going to see?
Oh my God. You're not going to see anything that's out here. I mean, you might see some stuff like from like maybe Fashion Nova. A lot of people kind of compare my stuff to, I said, we all got the same vendors. Yeah. All my vendors come from California, but everything that you're going to see is handpicked. That's cool. Everything is handpicked. So when I tell you I go on trips, bring inventory back, every single item, there's not one item on my website that is not handpicked by me.
That's cool.
I'll put out ideas sometimes, you know, I'll put some pictures out and say, hey, what do you guys think? But I mean, I have an amazing subscribers list. I'm always sending out deals. And I just have people that just constantly come back. They constantly come back and they just shop. I had a customer, not saying any names, and she goes, Tiffany, pull all your smalls. Pull all your size smalls. This was last week, I think a week ago. Pull all your smalls. I pulled every small in the shop and she bought every small.
That's so cool.
You know, so, and everyone's like, I always hear it's not so much of your clothing. They're like, it's you. Like you are selling that. This is you. Absolutely. And I can talk about my shop all day. But that's awesome. And I try to cover every woman. I have sizes small to 3X.
That's cool.
You know, I try to cover everybody. I'm trying to go a little bit bigger because I have, you know, a lot of 4 and 5Xs that have been asking, but everything is Tiffany. When I tell you I'm doing every posting, every event, every picture, you'll see a lot of me now. I was always behind the camera. I always did behind the camera. I never wanted to really be in front of the camera. I was kind of forced to, just kind of dependent on people, you know. I hired a photographer, and now, you know, I need you to come do pictures. And then, you know, it just was falling. It wasn't working out because, you know, no one's going to care for your business like you do. So I said, well, guess what, Tiffany? Throw on your wig, no, one of your wigs and your makeup, and get in front of the camera now. So most of my pictures now, you will see me modeling my own clothing. That's awesome. Yeah, but it's really cool. I love what I do. Like I said, everything is Tiffany.
That's so cool.
I love it.
So I wanted to backtrack real quick because you did say something about having breast cancer.
Yes.
Are you done with that? Or
I'm good. Yeah. So So I am. So May of this year will be 7 years in remission.
That's awesome.
Yes.
Good for you.
But yeah, no. But I was diagnosed in October of 2000, and which is funny because October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month.
Yeah, absolutely.
I was diagnosed October, I think 9th or 10th of 2014, and then I went through chemo from November until May. Mm-hmm. And then I had a double mastectomy. And then I did radiation. And that's it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, good for you.
Yeah. So no, I'm good now. I'm good now. And I'm able to tell my story now. Yeah, you know, I wasn't for a long time, you know, be balling and stuff. But no, I'm good now. I'm going on 7 years. May 5th of this year. I will be 7 years remission. So,
that's so good.
Yeah. So I'm good now.
Yeah.
So I'm a fighter.
So what's next with Fashion for You Boutique? What do you got coming up that we can look forward to?
I have a lot coming up, and I'm just manifesting everything right now. Yeah. I'm not doing a lot of talking about what I'm, got going on. But one thing I will say is a storefront is coming.
Okay.
A storefront. So now I'm located inside Courthouse Square, and I have just a suite in there, but a store is coming. But I got so much stuff. I have so much stuff. I'm all over, and it's just me. I'm gonna have to hire someone eventually.
Absolutely.
But yeah, a storefront. I definitely. That's my thing.
Moving in the right direction. Yes. That's how you gotta look at it. A
storefront is coming. I got some other lines of stuff coming out as well. Cool. But yeah, I'm keeping stuff kind of under wraps a little bit,
So, do you create like your own? Do you ever create your own like
any clothing?
Yeah.
The only thing I actually
or is it just things you
shirts.
See? And
so all the shirts, like this is one. Okay. My shirts are created. So I do my own shirts. I got a whole press machine. I got a bunch of stuff. But a lot of them aren't on my website because by the time I make them, they're selling. So I do only at vendor events. So you'll see I have like table of just different shirts at vendor events, but everything else though I wholesale. So everything I purchase wholesale. Yeah. And my quality is amazing. Every vendor is in California. When I first started, I didn't really know, and I was dealing with a lot of China vendors and stuff, and the quality is just not there. So now it's like I can hop on a plane literally overnight or the weekend. I literally would go down there with empty suitcases or buy suitcases, load up, because shipping's crazy, and just bring it all back. But everything literally is handpicked by me. But everything is purchased wholesale. And everything is reasonable. My prices, I think I have the most expensive thing probably on my website is maybe $50, maybe. I think I have one thing. Other than that, everything typically is like $30 and under. 30 and under. Yeah. I mean, my prices are amazing. And I always hear that. Like, you need to raise your prices because your prices are just, but
yeah. So what's the website that they can go and check out your stuff if they want?
Yes. So you can check out, it's Finesse for You Boutique. So it's www.finesse, FINESSE, the number 4, the letter U, boutique LLC.com.
Absolutely.
If you leave the LLC off, you're not going to find me. So you have to put, literally. So you have to put the Finesse for You Boutique LLC, and absolutely.
Absolutely. That's cool.
Yes.
That's cool. Yeah. So I wanted to check real quick, make sure we didn't miss any questions before we continue. We're about 40 minutes in. I think we've done pretty good.
Okay.
We got through it, and I was just like,
I know, like,
it was like this, just throwing it all out.
Yes.
But it looks like Zarel said something. Let me see what he said. You go, girl. The fashion over of Tacoma.
First of all, Zarel is amazing, okay? Zarel be rocking my fedoras. Everyone's always like, are your fedoras unisex? They are. Check out Zarel. Zarel is posted. Zarel done pulled up when I got packages in the trunk at the house. Popped open the trunk like Zarel. Zarel, come on, let's, so Zarel is a dope. He's always tagging. He's sending people to me. He is. His support is crazy. That's amazing.
Good. That's good.
Crazy amazing.
Shout out to Zarel.
Yes.
He's a good guy.
Absolutely.
Good guy. Who cares what everybody else says? I think he's a great dude.
I'm not in any of that shit.
I'm not. That's another conversation.
Right. Zarel been good to me. And he reps Finesse for You Boutique, and he tags me, and he sends people, and he supports. He's tagging me like every day. His energy is amazing.
Yeah.
So I love it.
So you said the shop is Free House Square?
No, Courthouse Square.
It's
funny because I have so many people that will go to Freight House Square and they're like, "Where? What do you mean the fourth floor?" Courthouse Square. It's there's a post office. Most people can they're like, "Oh, where the post office is located." I'm right behind 11th and Pacific Avenue. Where that big, tall, white Wells Fargo building where the bank is, right on Pacific Avenue. Yeah. I'm literally big old school. It's been there since like 1910. I'm in there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, right on the fourth floor.
Absolutely.
That's me. I'm in there. Like I said, just the weekends. If I'm not doing a vendor event, then I'm there on the weekends. Sunday by appointments only because, I try to have that as a rest day, but I'll be there tomorrow just because I have people coming in to shop and stuff. But,
yeah.
And, I love what I do. I can't wait till I can do it full time though.
Well, I got some questions because I always got to throw some curveballs in.
I got to answer.
Okay, so let's say you go to a school and you're talking to the kids about your starting point and how you got to where you're at as far as your LLC goes.
Okay.
And this young lady comes up to you and has all these designs in her book, and she says she wants to put them in motion. How would she go about doing that? What would you say to her?
Oh, and these are her
own. She's 16 years old.
I have that. I have so many people that come up and they do. They don't come with their own designs, but they're just like, where would you start? Where would you start? It's oh my God. Cause like I said, I'm still just winging it. Yeah. When I say I'm winging it, I literally am like, I don't have anyone to go to. This is literally Tiffany figuring it out and failing and seeing what's working.
Yeah.
I definitely would say the first thing I would do though is get that trademarked.
Mm-hmm.
Get it trademarked. My name is trademarked because I don't trust people. And anybody can take your name.
Yeah.
But just trying to figure out where to go. There's a ton of different websites that you can go to. They can kind of like help you get started. I know when I went to Secretary of State to actually go and get my business registered and all that. There was one lady there that just gave me a whole bunch of just try here or try to go here and contact the IRS and so I would definitely trademark your designs, buy your name, kind of come up with that idea, but figure out what you want to do. Do you want to create all of these? Do you want to hire someone? I mean, it's a process. Mm-hmm. I'm glad. I mean, honestly, that I don't even have time to actually sit and create the designs. But like I said, everything is purchased wholesale for me. And then, I got to figure all that out as far as pricing and, everything like that. But Google honestly is like my best friend.
I think the way you started was a great idea.
Yeah.
Patenting your stuff.
You have to. I literally just trademarked it not long ago.
Yeah.
Not long ago. Only because some mess happened and I was just like, I need to cover Tiffany.
Yeah.
And the last thing I need is for somebody to if it's not trademarked, anybody could take it.
Yeah, for sure.
And it's like, I've been working on this for going on 4 years. And it's like, you can just come and just take my name and now I got to find something different that I've like cried over and, went broke over a lot of times.
Right.
Trying to build my brand up.
Absolutely.
So yeah, no, I would definitely say just get it, buy your name and trademark. But it's so trademarking is like you wouldn't even believe. No one can touch you when it comes to that. $600.
Absolutely,
it'll be the best $600 you spent.
Absolutely. So let's say one of your friends calls you up and they're like, I'm having some issues with my significant other, and I really need a place to go, and I'm kind of feeling suicidal. What do you say to that person?
I would say being someone that's been there and had no one to talk to, just trying to get through that. I am a person, sometimes I feel like I overextend myself, stretch myself too thin sometimes. But anyone that knows me, I will say this all the time, and people can take it however they want, but I'm lit in real life. I'm always like, I am lit, and I know what kind of person that I am, and any of my friends or anyone that goes through anything, when I tell you I have had my girls, I have 2 girls at home. My son is in Eastern Washington, but I've had my girls give up their bedrooms. I'm like, one of you go in the other one's room. We got to do so. My friends know, the ones, my circle is super, super, super small. Yeah. But what do we got to do? What do we got to do? We're up all night. Listen, we done turned this into a whole girls, whatever, one thing I really do appreciate is my close, my circle is super small. Yeah. And I'm always there, but they know that. Anyone, if you've encountered me or you've been around me, you already know that I will literally, I'm like, what we got to do to make it happen. Yeah. And we do. Cool. I work it out. That's cool.
Last one. I mean, that one was I was trying to get some something out of you.
But, right. I was like, what you want?
But you ain't stumping. You keep bumping. Keep going.
I'm like, ask me anything. I literally am an open book. Sometimes people are like, you be too open because, I don't have a filter a lot of the time. Yeah. But I have no problem answering anything. Nothing.
Yeah. Well, that's good.
Yeah.
So one of your friends comes up to you.
Okay.
You guys is out partying, kicking it, and she just all of a sudden just says she's been cutting herself. What do you tell her? What do you say to her?
A suicidal friend. Okay, well, I will say this, just because, like I said, my circle is so small. Before, honestly, the people that I'm around, the only thing I could say is we would have already had some kind of talk. There would already have been a discussion before it even got to that point. Mm-hmm. Because when I tell you, people come to me because you're going to get the truth. I mean, you love me because I'm truthful, and you can hate me because I'm always going to keep it real. I'm not one of those friends that's going to say, you fight with your man and I agree with you because we're friends. If you're wrong, you're wrong, you know, but definitely if someone is, planning on hurting themselves, we've already talked about it before it even got to that point. Mm. And if it has gotten to that point to where it's like, okay, this is what's going on, where we got to check out. We got to check out some doctors. We got to get you help because, you know what I mean? I just think life is especially just being a survivor, I think life is just too short, and I used to think like, live your life, like you don't have, tomorrow's not promised. Yeah. And now it's like the rest of the day isn't promised. I could leave here and you know what I mean? Anything can happen. So I don't even live like tomorrow's my last. I live like today. So when I'm like, you know what, Tiffany, about to go away, about to hop, I will book a plane ticket while I'm sitting right here and just leave and take, TIFF time is what I call it.
Ooh.
TIFF time. I call it TIFF time. I'm taking a TIFF day. And I literally will be like, okay, flight booked, I'm gone. And go anywhere. Or drive anywhere. Oh, you know, not saying I'm just hopping on planes because I got like that. But I definitely call them TIFF days where I'm like, you know what? I have to take just a break.
Yeah.
And literally focus and date myself. I love taking myself on dates. Get all dressed up and just go and just take TIFF time.
Oh, absolutely.
You have to.
TIFF time.
I'm telling you.
Patent it.
That's it. Right. I know, right? Somebody gonna steal it. They taking a TIFF day.
Man, that's a good one. That's a good one.
Absolutely. I love taking TIFF days.
I swear, I had a question for you. You got me, and I was like, man, I really want to ask this question, but then okay. It has to do with obviously relationships.
Okay.
So let's say one of your friends is talking. You guys is just chopping it up, just talking about life.
Okay.
And she starts talking about her son and how she's keeping her son from her son's father because she doesn't like the girl that her son's father is with. What do you say?
You're stupid. Listen. I do not understand that.
Right.
I have a problem with that. I have a problem with people, women, men, whoever, keeping their child away for whatever reason. Okay. Yeah. I just think that I would come look, because me and my kid's dad, we were together me and the girls for 7 years, but I've known him since we were like 14.
Right.
Graduated high school together and everything. And never come get him. Yeah. I've never been, I'm going to keep them away because I'm mad at whoever,
Yeah.
I don't have any friends that have done that, but they already know what my reply would be. My response would be like, you're stupid. I just don't understand.
But we hear about it so much. I mean,
you hear about it so much, but I just don't. But then I remember I had a friend years ago, and he would always have to just play nice with his baby's mother. Because she would, you don't want to be with me or you don't want to do whatever. I'm going to keep her son. And I'm like, take her ass to court. Like, you do have rights.
Absolutely.
And I see I have actually seen a good amount of guys that I've known personally that they're not fighting. I'm like, you have rights, and it's just like, you can't just go by what she says. She don't want you to see the kid for whatever reason. If the girlfriend is not harming and the child is in good hands, I just don't understand when women do this.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just don't. I don't understand. I don't agree with it. I just think it's stupid. Like I said, come get these kids. Absolutely. Come get them.
Absolutely.
Come get them. I've never had an issue. Come and pick them up.
They need their mother as much as they need
their father. They do. I mean, as long as it's not a toxic environment, absolutely. It don't matter if you don't like the girlfriend. My baby daddy got a new girlfriend, I swear, every week to this day. And my girls are 16 and 18. And I be like, has she hurt you? Have fun.
Yeah.
They be sending money, cards on birthday. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely.
I've never been that come and get these kids. Come right now. Come get them.
Right now.
Right now.
Not now, but right now.
I don't agree with it. I don't agree. I just think it's so stupid. I think it's so stupid when you're keeping a child. It's so selfish. It's like you're keeping for what? Because you don't like the girlfriend? I mean, do you want to be with the girlfriend? I'm just like, what is it? Y'all better talk about, something else. But yeah. I don't understand that. I just think that is the stupidest thing when I hear that.
Absolutely.
And I will literally tell you, as a friend, you're dumb. And let that man come get his baby. And let that girlfriend, as long as she's not hurting your child, spoil your baby. I'm telling you, my kid, listen, Nike, they be whatever. The little materialistic stuff that they like to do to be like, oh, I'm the new girlfriend. Okay, girl.
Let her do what she do.
Do it all. I do not care. Yeah, no. Can I get some shoes?
Because at the end of the day, the most important thing is those kids.
Absolutely. I just don't. I think it's so stupid. So if you're watching this and you are keeping that baby away from the dad for your own selfish reasons or vice versa, you're stupid. I don't get it. I don't. I'll never agree with that.
Absolutely.
I'll never agree. I think it's dumb.
Absolutely.
Dude, I think it's so stupid.
Awesome. I mean, well, I appreciate that. Thank you so much.
I'm telling you, and fight. Man, go to the court and fight. I'm telling you. Yeah. Go to the court and fight. Fight for your babies. I'm just saying. You can't keep letting whoever, like I said, vice versa, because it happens,
Yeah, it happens.
Both ways, but it does happen a lot with women. And I will say, go to the court and fight for your baby. There's not enough fighting you can do for your kid because she mad because you with whoever. It doesn't matter. Fight for your baby because you do have rights.
Absolutely.
I'm just saying. You can come pick up mine too. I'm serious. Like, I don't understand. I think it's so stupid.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so dumb.
It's not very smart.
It's stupid. And you're hurting the child. Just remember that.
Absolutely.
You're hurting the child. I'm dummy. You're hurting the baby because you mad. For what? Oh, it makes no sense. I don't get it.
It doesn't.
People need to be careful who they have babies with. I'm just saying. Just laying with anybody, and now you got little Junior over here, and you mad because he done left you, for old girl over there, and now you don't want to let Junior see it. It's stupid. Yeah. That's what I have to say.
Facts.
I get so serious. I'm like, you're so stupid.
I needed to throw it out there. I had to get one because you're like really chill, and I wanted to get. I had to get you.
Yes. Oh my! I'm telling you, I've never been that. That has not been me. I've always come get him.
Yeah.
If you didn't want to see him, that's on you. But I'm like, your daddy coming.
Yeah.
He'll be here in a minute.
He'll be here.
He'll be here. We don't know what time, but just stand by the door. He coming.
Make sure your shoes on.
That's it, or not. Just grab him as he comes. I'm just saying, just Go with your daddy. Yeah,
absolutely.
I just that doesn't make sense to me. That's so stupid.
Well, you know what? I've actually enjoyed this conversation.
Yes, no, this is good stuff. I know.
Good stuff, and I mean, it felt like it's been like maybe 15, 20 minutes, but it's been almost an hour. And,
wow.
And
I know. It was just easy. Like, easy. I love the
easy.
talk, so I just go
Absolutely.
anyway. But
Absolutely.
yeah, no, this was definitely
good
after all these years.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's crazy.
I'm just happy that I actually showed up to that event because we never would have talked if it wasn't for that. I really was debating whether I was going to go, but I knew I was doing an interview with Barry, and so I wanted to make sure I at least made my presence felt. I knew there was some people in the building that I was really questioning being around.
Absolutely. Can't be around everybody. Everybody's energy.
Yes. No, and so I just didn't want to be around any negative energy or some uncomfortable energy.
Absolutely.
But at the end of the day, I was invited, and so
and it worked out.
Thank you, Barry, for inviting me out, and I had a blast, and we got to meet up.
I know. I love it.
Here we are chopping it.
I know, right? After a million years, here we are. So Little David and Tiffany. Little David.
I was always that guy. I was always the shortest one of the whole bunch. Well, LaShawn was shorter than me.
Right.
So
and LaShawn swore he like 6'7" to this day.
Shout out to LaShawn.
Yes,
that's the whole clip. But we're gonna go ahead and conclude this. Thank you so much for coming in and being a part of Circle Talk.
I had fun.
It was good. It was really good. I'm excited to see what's coming up in the future.
Yes, I'm telling you guys, don't sleep on
boutique.
me.
I mean, it sounds like amazing things are happening and amazing things are coming. So
absolutely,
make sure you guys follow her.
Absolutely.
Give them the email where they can get in contact.
So if
check out your stuff.
If you need to email me, it's going to be Tiffany@finesseforyouBoutique.com. And then, like I said, there's my website, www.finesseforyouboutiquellc.com. I have a business phone that's with me 24/7, 253-224-2893. I always tell people, call me, text me. You can DM. I'm always answering any questions. And I'm in my shop typically Saturday and Sundays. And then Sundays, I try to keep it open just for private, for people that kind of want to come in and not be bothered and kind of shop and do their own thing with not a lot of people. So typically Sunday I'm by appointment only. But I mean, there's so many ways to reach me. And I'm like super active on my Instagram, not so much on Facebook, but there's no way you cannot get a hold of me. You will always get literally. My phone is with me. It's literally next to my bed. My business phone is always with me. So
awesome.
Yes.
Well, thank you again. I appreciate it. This was easy. I had a good time.
Absolutely.
And hopefully we can do it again. Tell the family I say hello.
I will.
Tell your brother to get in contact with me. Even you got to get in contact with him too.
Yeah. No, we've been talking. I was actually supposed to go over there a couple weeks ago, and then he was crying about a toothache. He had a toothache, so we didn't end up going. But no, he's cool. He's working and stuff, you know. And so, the family is the family. You know,
absolutely.
You can't pick your siblings.
Absolutely.
Can't pick your siblings, but either way, the love. Even if we're not close, of course, the love is still there because you are family.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yes.
Well, thank you again.
You're
welcome. Guys. Thank you guys for watching a Circle Talk for today. Yes. We'll be back next week with Liz Lieber. She's an amazing pianist, guitarist, and she has her own show that she does every Wednesday on Facebook called Smooth Tunes. Okay. You guys can check her out there. She'll be with us next Saturday, so make sure you guys check it out. All right. So on behalf of the Circle, thank you again. You guys have a wonderful evening. We'll see you later.
Bye.
Peace. And we